For me, this has always been the most interesting event of the year, any year, and for me as a lifelong chess player and also a commentator, there's no such thing as a boring World Championship match. I know the format has been criticized in recent years because we've had a bit of a dry spell in the previous decade, but I always find them incredibly exciting to watch. There's always a lot to discuss, and of course it's a pinnacle of achievement for any chess player who is serious about becoming somebody from a sporting sense of the word. So I'm very much looking forward to this one as well. I expect this one to be a very open and a very fighting match. I think stylistically they tend to play interesting games against each other, and they're both very ambitious. And also, it will sound like a bit of a perhaps criticism, but I get the feeling that maybe the openings will play a somewhat lesser role in this match compared to some of the previous ones, in that there will be maybe less emphasis on completely sort of killing the games off with black, which has been, I think, the focus of many of the previous matches for the World Championship, where people aimed to just not really play a game of chess with black if they could help it. But I think this one, I get the feeling, which I can't really explain, that maybe this will not really be happening as much in this one. I think it will be a lot of fun to watch. If I had to assign some sort of numbers to it, I would give Jan 55 to Ding's 45. I don't really have a very good explanation for why I think that, because I think both of their A games are incredibly good. Both of them, at the height of their powers, are capable of playing fantastic chess. And if you have to give an edge to somebody, Jan, you can argue that Jan has a kind of a very negative experience of playing a World Championship match, because the match in Dubai did not really go the way he would have wanted it to go. But still, he played a World Championship match, and he has a system in place to prepare for it. He has a bunch of people around him who will do a very good job, as we've seen before in Dubai, who will do a very good job of getting him ready, getting his openings in shape. Whereas for Ding, this is the first experience, and I think an experience of this sort is absolutely invaluable. And I think this might be the edge that Jan has. As I said, I think this shouldn't be the problem this year. I think the way they tend to play chess, and of course the World Championship match should probably mean that some things will change, and perhaps they will not be as, free in their expression as they are outside of that. But still, I think the way they play against each other and the way they are as chess players in general should provide us with plenty of excitement, and I think there should be a decent amount of decisive games. Of course, it changes something. For me, this is still, like, I'm not going to say this is not the World Championship match because Magnus isn't playing in it, even though some people have expressed that opinion, but I don't really agree with that. But the topic has been, talked to death by now, but I can sort of reiterate that, of course, it hurts the cycle that Magnus isn't in it. He had every right to do what he feels is best for him, but of course, it would be better if he was still playing the cycle. But it's still a match between two people who were, I think, quite clearly the chess players number 2 and 3 in the world in the past sort of calendar period, which resulted in them qualifying. I don't think there is much doubt that without Magnus we got the match that we should have gotten.